Hi guys, and welcome back to another one of my Planner Project videos. So in today's video I'll be influencing the designs that I made in the previous video, um, and setting up the navigation buttons and the sign out button that I also have put inside the main screen, that are going to be going in my root view, so that it will just display the correct um, view and associated view model um, when I actually load up the program. Um, so that being said, let's hop right into Visual Studio, and I have made you a nice time lapse because it was like a 50-minute process, which I don't think anyone wants to sit through. So that being said, um, enjoy. Okay guys, so now that I've got all of those designs put in place, with of course the exception of the projects page, because I did not have that designed. As you can see, my project screen is just not designed yet. I can actually go ahead and make these buttons do something. So I can just make them send me to the dashboard, the events, etc. All these different pages. I may redesign these a little bit, so change their height change their height, or maybe change what these actually look like. So like maybe put like an icon or something in them. But for now, they will do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my root view model, because this is the root view where my navigation is. I can come into here, and what I can do is one smart thing that I should do before I even think about making these buttons do anything other than the sign out one, is I want a way so that I don't have to keep on loading up new views, which is what I've done here. So basically, what this has done is this is code that I changed a little bit since last time. What I did was I made it so you probably noticed during the time lapse, but when I run this, there we go. So it's loaded this screen, and then it's loaded in the login screen. I think that's just a lot better for now. I will actually change that so there's nothing in there before I actually finish this off. But um, what I will do, it's just that it's all loaded up. Just because I feel that it just looks better, in my opinion. Um, I'm also not too sure on this image that I've used, that I created during the time lapse. So I literally, I hadn't made it, and I was just kind of going, oh, I haven't made an icon. Whoops. But I actually quite like it, and may even replace this with the same image. Um, but just uh, I'll have to make a new one so it fits this size. Um, And I may actually, because this is just an image, so I may also do the same here, just create an image and put it in there rather than putting it in the ellipse. But that doesn't really matter. So if I just put in some data to open this up, what wants to happen is, when I click these buttons, I want them to send me to the relevant page. Currently it's just stuck on the finance page, okay, which is not ideal. So I'm going to quick close that. So what I did was, other than changing the order in which things are loaded, what I have done is I found a new way of showing a view model within that active item. And the way I do that is ioc.get, pass in the type of the model, and then you just run that function. What this is doing is, it is getting the container that I'm currently using. So if I go to my bootstrap.cs, that's this container here, underscore container. So it just looks for that. And then it gets the current finance view model, passing in any dependencies that I've got, and then it will load it, which is quite nice, because I've run into issues where I would have to manually pass in the window manager, and that kind of defeated the purpose of having all that dependency injection to some extent. So, close that because that doesn't really matter. So what I am going to do is I am going to create a function for each of these to open them up. So as we did before, what I do is I just grab the name of it. So in this case, they're just called whatever the screen is called show, all in one word, obviously, because it's a name. So create a public void, call it that name, open and close parentheses, and then I'm actually just going to do an inline function. And voila, it's all done. So obviously I'm going to have to do that for each one of them. View model. I'm going to have to do that for each one of them, and then I'm going to have to do the sign out one separately, because that one is slightly different. So copy that, make it 5 times, because I have the dashboard, the finance, the notes, the events, and the project. So dashboard, I'm going to have finance show and get the finance view model. I'm going to have notes show, notes view model. I'm going to have events show, events view model, and projects show, project view model. So what that's going to do is for each one of these buttons, these events, it will activate the current item. It will change what is being shown on the screen. If I quickly run this, and this will be really embarrassing if it doesn't work. I suppose if it doesn't work, then my password isn't used. So there we go. Dashboard. The events one isn't working. I have to quickly check that. I may have just not changed the button, or I may have misnamed it. As you can see, my sign up button still doesn't work. So let me just go into here, close it. I may have just misnamed it. My events. Just copy that. Um, what is up with that? Let me check that out. I also am just going to change the. There we go. So I am going to change this. So as you can see, I've got all my pages sorted out. So finance, events, dashboard with all of the finance, events, notes, and projects. Events, finance, notes, and then this is my empty projects page. And then last thing I've got to do is my sign out button. So the way that I'm going to do that is if I come out of here, close it, I can actually close all these events, all these views now. So I don't actually need them. Other than maybe this one just to reference names. This button is called sign out. So let me just create the function for that. Void sign out. And I will make this function that I open up. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to do this again, basically. So if I just copy this, paste that, voila. And instead of doing this here, I'm just going to say sign out. Um, so later on down the line, what I will get to happen is, as data will be being displayed inside of here, so like the user's name will be there. In fact, I'll get rid of that text now, I think. Um, no, I'll leave it there for the time being. But obviously, the user's name will be here. There'll still be data that you'll still be able to see. So for now, it isn't a problem because I'm not actually putting any data inside of it. But as soon as I start dealing with data, what's going to happen is when you sign out, you're still going to be able to see that data, which is an issue. But what I can do is I can actually just when I can go when I actually come to doing it, I can come here and before I even show this, I can actually A ask them if they do actually want to sign out, and then if they do, or if they don't, just break out of this. And then what I can do is, if it's still within the function, then what I can do is I can change it. I can make it remove everything off the screen. So I can set the active item to the dashboard view, the dashboard view model. And then what I can do is, I'll actually do that now. Um, yeah. So I can show the dashboard view model and then clear everything off the dashboard, like all the items that are inside of these stack panels that I've got, and also just change the whatever is in this username field to no value, just a blank. What that will effectively do is it will set it up. It will basically just reset it. So I may make a reset function to do that. In fact, I'll set that up for the future now. Public void reset uh, screen. In fact, just reset. There we go. And then I'll just put that there, and then reset. I don't know if that needs to be public, but I'll just set it to just avoid. It'll probably end. Yeah. So that is all cool. Um, so now that we've got that all done, let me see how if this works for now. So this is loaded like I wanted it to. Um, sign it in. Cool. I can still do everything. As you can see, all these pages, they're actually all the same, like they were on my design, which I actually really like this design. I am going to change this so that it is got this colour background. I'm not so sure about this, and I think I also forgot to give it the red background. Yeah, I forgot to give each of these a red. You know, this is actually wrong. I don't need to change the background colour for this. Um, I'll go back in a minute and change that. Um, but yeah, so each one of these is actually just using the card that I used for my login screen. If you're wondering how I did that, and this is just these are just buttons. But I'm quite liking the consistency with how these pages look, because it should just look like this is changing and the contents inside of each of these are changing, which is quite neat if you ask me. Um, so that being said, now let's check the sign out button. There we go. So far it doesn't reset this, because there's nothing really to reset because it is actually just in its default state, as it were. And then if I was to click cancel, bam, it closes out of it. Lovely jubbly. So that's it for this video. In the next one, I will likely work on the add user page. So I'll redesign it off screen just because it's generic user entry. And then I will actually implement the design that I'm going to make off screen, and and then connect it up so that the behavior is there to say that if it works, this is what's going to happen as far as visuals and front end is concerned. Obviously, things like updating what is in these will matter. But for now, we're cushy. So that being said, yeah, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Um, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and the notification bell icon if you want to keep up to date on this project. I'm going to leave a link just down here in fact, up here in the top right, I think it is, or down here in the bottom right, and to the rest of the project, so just the playlist, just in case this is the latest video and you want to know how I got to where I am. So, being said, I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you enjoyed it.